Hello, good morning, guys. Welcome back to the live. Welcome back to the channel where we discuss things that are happening in the stock market. And before I do a reaction of what happened with Jim Cramer and Jeff Mox in the CNBC Investment Club, I want to first of all apologize for yesterday. I was speaking and didn't realize that my mic was off. So I guess I thought you guys could have heard me, but you guys couldn't hear me. I didn't understand until later on in the afternoon. So I just decided to leave the video as is. But I think we check everything. Our technical stuff is working correctly. So let's go back because I think there's a lot happening in the market and the market has been down for the last couple of days. So just let's go to Jim Cramer and Jeff Mox from the CNBC Investment Club and I will give you my take as we go on.
I've got to tell you something, Jeff. I am on halftime today, but I've been a little philosophical of late. I see the market come down for multiple days, and when it was flying, everybody liked it. It comes down, everybody dislikes it. I think you and I are approaching for the club. I want to be very sure so everyone understands how we work. The market's been down now for 5-6 days. What that says is, let's find out what's down a lot that shouldn't be down. How about finding stocks that are going to have earnings next year that are probably going to be revised upwards? And that brings me to what we do for a living, which is to tell people about stocks that could be good for the long run and not for tomorrow. And I think that we've got a bunch of them right now that are about to have upward revisions.
Yeah, well, obviously, the big narrative we're focusing on is China, and they continue to ease restrictions from that region. And this time it's more testing and quarantine restrictions, and it sounds like the Hainan region, which is the Hawaii of China, it appears that it's finally opening up. That's so good for travel, so good for travel retail, and so good for Estee Lauder.
Right. Now, Estee Lauder missed its numbers because Hainan was closed and because it's very important duty-free. They are gigantic duty-free.
Right.
Was not doing well because China people weren't traveling. And one of the reasons was because if you decided to travel, you had to have a COVID test. If you had a COVID test and it was positive, then you had to be put in a camp. So who is worth going? You don't want to get into a camp because you want to go out doing something. So when we spoke to Fabrizio Freda, it was Hainan that came up over and over again. So now if Hainan's opening up, what you want to say is, okay, so
19 times on that last earnings call too.
Right, 19 times.
Yeah.
So look at this. So it's down 3. This is, again, trying to tell you how the club works. Now, this was up 6, okay, yesterday. So would we like it to be down 7?
On a bad day.
On a bad day. Would we like it to be down 7, so therefore we're buying it 1 point cheaper? Well, of course we would. But when you have a story that we know about Hainan and it's down 4 on a day that's not that great, what you need to say is, okay, those of you who are new to the club or just thinking about what stock to buy, you buy this. Why? Mm-hmm. Because you're getting a discount to yesterday, even though you now know that Hainan is open and Hainan was the province that hurt them the most. Now, let's put all the pieces together.
All right, guys, let's come back here and let's just discuss that. We've been talking about Estee Lauder for a while. We've been talking about it for the last 2 weeks. And I thought maybe last time when we talk about it, I said that it was too high. Now you have another opportunity to buy it. Would I like to buy it lower? Yeah, everybody would like to get it. But I mean, in the last month, that stock was like what? Under 200. I don't think it's going back under 200. I think that's the best price you could get right now. And with China reopening, I think it's a great play. I think this stock, Starbucks and Danaher, as they're going to get into later, I think these are the stocks. And they have a lot of China influence and China exposure. So consider buying Estee Lauder, guys. I'm going to go back to the investment club, guys, so we could take it with Jim, get a little bit deeper into what is happening in China, guys. So let's go back to that meeting.
I met with Ulta, Mr. Kimball, that one of the best-selling products they have is Estee Lauder. Remember, they're in Target and in all these different Ultas. Estee Lauder went in there a few years ago because they realized that that was a better outlet than just the department stores, and the department stores subsequently closed. Ulta keeps growing. Europe has been okay. Rather odd that Europe's okay, but China's been a disaster. So when we sold it,
it's a third of their business.
We feared China disaster, third of business, but growing, and that's what matters. Yeah. For basic fix, it goes every month to China, meets with younger people, tries to figure out what they want. So, as someone who has been a portfolio manager pretty much for most of his life, I look for situations not where I'm here, although we did tell you one of our great calls was to buy right there, but you say we also sit there, but we're not going to buy right here. It's not going to get there. So we buy right here. And does it go here? No. And that's not even what we want. I don't want a parabolic move. I want you to buy Estee Lauder. I want you to buy Estee Lauder, and I want you to hold it as the facts turn out to be better, and the analysts have to raise numbers.
Yeah.
We have a similar situation in Danaher, where you've done some fantastic work. Danaher is doing a spinoff. Now, when the spinoff was announced, it has historically done nothing, and sure enough, it did nothing. But how is it done after the spinoff?
It's dominated in the years after the spinoff, and it's there's a lot of reasons why. Part of it is because management continues to focus and double down into higher margin areas, more specialized areas of healthcare. This time with this spinoff of the environmental and applied solution segment, they're going to become a pure play in diagnostics and also biopharma, which is a really hot area.
Growing. J&J, another stock I like. They will be at this time next year a company that's involved in very high growth medical device and higher growth pharma, and also.
All right, guys, let me just add a little bit here as we go ahead. I don't you're talking about Danaher, guys, and I did mention Danaher earlier on when I just came on and spoke. But I don't want you to think that I'm saying buy Danaher. I don't think Danaher is a buy right now. I think you want to pull back because, as you can see, the stock is up, 2%. We wouldn't want to buy anything like 2%. We're looking to buy stocks when it's, don't care how good the company is. We want to buy stocks and we pull back when things are down, not when things are up. But I still think Starbucks is still good, and I still think SD Lauder. But let's just go back to the investment club and hear what they have to say about Danaher, although I don't agree with it being a buy right now.
So a consumer products business that's very stable. So what we're recommending are stocks that this time next year when we come to you, and I do hope you re-up to the club, these are stocks we're going to be talking about. Right. We're not in these stocks for tomorrow. That's just not what we do, and it's not what you want. And I know that because I've been doing this since 2002.
And to hit home the point again, a healthcare stock, some staples. Estee Lauder obviously has that specific China revision. These are companies where we have more confidence that they can hit the earnings estimates and perhaps even continue to raise and grow 2023 when a lot of people are fearing a recession, compared to perhaps some names in tech and software where the earnings picture is much more uncertain, at least today.
Now let's talk about another group.
All right, guys. So let me just touch back here and let you guys know that I totally agree with what Jim Cramer is saying here, that we're buying stocks for the future and we're not thinking about tomorrow. And I know somebody just sent me a comment earlier on that they will sell Starbucks at 110. And with a great dividend and opening, Starbucks could go more than 110. It could go to 150. So, and if you're listening and you want to trim your Starbucks, consider trimming, as I said, not selling and getting out of the stock, because once that China opened, there is no telling where that stock could go. But we're looking to invest for the future, guys. I'm a long-term investor. That's why I talk about Jim Cramer and the advice, because it's a long-term play. It is 2023 that we're hoping, because as you guys know, 2022 was a horrible time, guys. So anyway, guys, if you're watching us for the first time, please subscribe to our channel. If you want to support the channel, please consider joining the Patreon. That's the right way to support the channel. We don't ask for any PayPal or ask for donation, but you'll get information that way you're getting something for your donation, which is $5 per month. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching the video. Please don't forget to comment and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow on our next video.